Welcome to the Ching Cafe. My name is Belinda Dubston, and as always, it's wonderful to have you here with me, this time for our monthly I Ching forecast for the month of September. Happy spring in the Southern Hemisphere and happy fall or autumn in the Northern Hemisphere. Before we get into what September is asking us to pay attention to, amongst all the other things clamoring for our attention, we cast our minds back to August. We had a very interesting duo. We had Hexagram 30, radiance, right, clinging, and we had the Hexagram 36, darkening of the light. So one hexagram talking about shining brightly, expanding open, and shining that light beyond our peripheral vision, and the second one saying, go undercover, put your light undercover. So a very interesting pair that we were working with in August, and really interesting if you can share your insights around whether you experience this as two parts of the month. The first part of the month of the shining outwards, the second part of the month, the contraction, the going within. Did you experience it like that? Or were there different issues that were drawing your attention to these two seemingly opposing hexagrams throughout the month? We also had some very interesting changing lines asking us to watch out for that fizzling meteor, something that comes into our life, or an idea or a person or a situation that fizzles out pretty quickly, understanding and accepting what it is. And also that line talking about taking off the heads, right? Getting vigorous about taking action and rooting out that which you no longer need. The old from the situation. What happened for you in the month? I certainly felt that second half of the month. I felt that oppression of Hexagram 36. I don't know if you also felt it, but I felt that things were heavy and difficult and kind of quite pressing down. And so I had to find ways of going within, creating that relief, finding that inner space to do that in the onslaught of the outer world. So whatever it was for you that you worked through, if there was something connecting to this hexagram, some insight for you that came up, please do share a comment. So let's get into September 2024. What are we focusing on? What is the one thing that if we apply our minds to our development, we can accelerate our growth? Remember, what we're not doing here is prediction. Okay, we are talking about the flows of energy and what those could mean for us. How could we grow and develop by leaning into these wonderful hexagrams and the changing lines that come sometimes? So this month, our first hexagram for the month is a returning friend. It is hexagram 48, the well. The beautiful image of the bucket, the wooden bucket pulling water up the well. If we look at the structure of the hexagram, we have the water triagram on the top. We have wind or wood on the bottom, symbolizing that wooden bucket being pulled up from the bottom of the well, pulling that water up. The well is a beautiful symbol, and because we had it so recently, this is going to be fresh for you. It's a symbol, it's a structure, it represents the mechanism, the method, the methodology, the system, the approach, the strategy, whatever you want to call it, the thing that we use to tap into this inexhaustible supply. From a business point of view, this is quite a simple thing to understand. You know, it's our networks, our people, our systems, our intellectual property, whatever it is, it's our thing that we use to tap into flow, cash flow, okay. And so as we work with the well, this month from a business point of view, our attention is being drawn to that structure. How can we work with that structure? How can we use the well? Where can we use the well, go deeper? Because the deeper we go into the well, down the shaft, down into that spring water, the clearer and more beautiful and more nourishing that water becomes, not filled with all kinds of nasty things, microbes and salt and silt and mud and leaves. Okay, no, it's beautiful, crystal clear water, and it's inexhaustible. So from a business point of view, we think about that. What do we need to tap into to work with bringing our flow to the surface, to nourish our tribes? Because through that well, we tap into that well and we draw up the water and we irrigate the crops and we feed the families and we create irrigation systems. There's a whole lot of things that can really flow and bring long-term value if we sort out this well. Okay, the well is working. From a personal point of view, this is our structure, our inner structure, our life. Your body can actually be a well. That might be the way that you work with the well this month, is thinking about your body as a temple, how it accesses the inexhaustible supply of energy available to us at all times, right? And so that might be the way you work with it. Or your relationships, your network, your resources. What gives you access to supply, right? What connects you to a much bigger thing? Because, wherever you have a new village or a new tribe emerging, the source of water is essential, right? And this could be your spiritual substance. Do we need to go back to our spiritual essence, to our spiritual belief systems, whatever they might be, as a way of tapping back into that supply, tapping back into the nourishing flow, recognizing that we are not separate and disconnected from the creation process or a byproduct. We're co-creators of the process. We are wells. Each one of us, we are all a well. And if you were to draw your well, what would it look like? If you were to think about what your team looks like, or your business looks like, your methodology, or the special thing that you do that no one else can do, what does the well look like? What does it need to provide the structure, the mechanism, the ease of use to pull that water up without lots and lots of hard work and lots of work to then purify that water and go through a whole lot of processes after it? So the well, it is our symbol. Our attention will be drawn to the structures that we use to tap into that which we need. We have one changing line, and it's right at the top. It's in the 6th position, and this is an absolute wonderful position. It's the culmination of everything the well should be. It's not muddy water down the bottom, the first line, right? It's beautiful crystal water. It's available to you. It's accessible. It's there in abundant supply. It's inexhaustible, and we have to lean in, and we have to get the bucket, and we have to haul it out. And as those buckets come up, we share that with the tribe. We share it with those around us. We share and we give. As the blessing comes, so we share the blessing. And with this line, it says that as you share and as it comes up, more comes up, like it's just your inner flow of inexhaustible supply, tapping into this perfect stream of perfect life-affirming water. So it's a beautiful image. It encourages us to go for it. There's something really powerful about what we're trying to do with this well that's connecting. I think for many of us, we're going to experience that sense of the thing that we've been building, the well that we've been constructing and working on and nurturing and tweaking and refining, kind of clicks into place, and we get the data, we get the information, we get the external validation that our well is good, that it's working, that it's giving us what we need, and that we're on the right track. Just have faith. Just keep going. Just keep putting that water up. So there's something really magical, wonderful, energetic, powerful, abundant about what the well can do for us, or what we can focus on, because that's always the question we ask in our monthlies and our weeklies. What do we focus on? The well's in front of us, some structure that we have built or are working on or are refining is connected and is lining up for us, and we need to go for it. Put your ideas to the test. Go for it. Pull that water up. Just make hay while the sun shines. It's a wonderful energy to work with this month. And so because we use changing lines, we can date the month. I don't date the weeklies because it'll get us into a whole lot of too much detail, Once you take the week and you break it up into chunks, every few hours there's changes. No. So in the monthly, I give you the timelines to watch out for. They're not anything other than a learning experience. Put them into your thinking from a point of view, observing what happens. So we can break the month up into 2 parts because we only have one changing line from the beginning of the well to the culmination of that changing line. So that makes the month in 2, right? So that's around about the 15th of September. And then we start moving more fully into the outcome hexagram, second relating hexagram, from there towards the end of the month. Remember, they all live together, right? All these energies live together. It's the intensity of the one to the other as they transform that shifts, all right? How much well versus how much the second relating hexagram as that ratio starts to shift throughout the month. So without further ado, our second hexagram for this month is the hexagram 57, the gentle. Okay, so that's windward over windward, a doubling of that energy. This is the energy of gently moving mountains, gently getting to an outcome, gently and subtly penetrating to the core of a problem, working around thing and corralling it into what it needs to be, nurturing and bringing support, bringing those gentle arms around the problem and bringing everything in. So we think about the idea of the element of wind, not a ferocious storm, but that wind that can just move grains of sand. Okay, when you see these images or videos of, sand dunes, time-lapse videos where you watch it and the sand dune is actually moving because, this wind is picking up a grain of sand at a time and you can't really see it happening in front of your eyes in real time. But if you looked at the video footage, you'd see the whole sand dune moving because these grains of sand are moving. So that is what we are working with in the second hexagram. We are gently, with a nurturing, supporting, corralling energy, caressing energy, getting everything together and moving things along, as that sand blows, the sand grains. We are getting to the core of the issue. We are penetrating deep into what is happening, but it's a very subtle, gentle energy. We need to focus on bringing this energy to our situations, our problems, our challenges for this month. This is what the I Ching is asking us to do. The victory comes through being able to apply our gentle, female, nurturing self to the problems around us. We'll find the energy will be quieter, softer, more gentle, less ferocious than some of the things that we have experienced from these hexagrams over the last few months. So we work with it. We don't see that gentle approach as a weakness because that is an easy thing to do. And of course, a wind that is insipid or peters out, doesn't follow through, is a wind that doesn't achieve anything. And so we do have to keep this persevering energy of moving things along and caressing and cajoling and getting all the sheep into the pen. It's that kind of idea of getting somewhere by that gentle arm of the wind caressing everything into place. The second part of this wind energy is wood. So you can also look at it from a different angle. Think about a plant growing those roots down and the leaves out, and it's up into the sunlight, and it's processing all the sugars and the oxygen, carbon dioxide, and it's doing its thing. But there's a very slow and gentle process around this. It's a journey of being adaptable and going around things and not getting stuck, not getting caught up, being agile and subtle and flexible and being able to go with the flow, like that wind, right? And so our gentle approach this month is absolutely critical. If this is completely opposite to your personality, it's going to be a challenge, because we want to be a wild thunderstorm. That's not what this energy is about. But I do think that when we get these hexagrams, we find ourselves being able to attune to it. That's what the hexagrams do for us. They're tuning us into a particular way, a philosophy, a flow and energy of the time. And we can fight it, but the energy is there to support us. And I think we'll find just a natural resonance with being in that gentle, subtle, agile, adaptable, persevering approach of getting somewhere, just grain of sand at a time. It's okay. Tomorrow's another day. We're going to move the sand. We're going to move the sand. We're going to grow some leaves, small roots. It's that kind of energy. Very different to what we've had over the last while. So this month, September, we are getting somewhere through the well. We're getting somewhere through perseverance and adaptability and being supportive and nurturing and guiding things along and finding a way to tap into that wonderful energy of that changing line that says blessings are here, the door is open, it's yours, but then share as you are blessed. I look forward to this month, the gentle and soft energy. Let's see if we do get that, or we do get a few interesting dynamics in our weeklies as we go throughout September. Thank you so much. If this was meaningful and useful as always, thumbs up and a like would be great. And of course, if you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button and the bell so you get the episode into your app as soon as it's ready. Same thing as the podcast episode, hit that follow button. And I look forward to seeing you very soon for our first full weekly episode for September. Until then, take care.